Уважаемые господа, рад вас приветствовать в UNIT.City. Сегодня у нас необычный день, потому что обычно в Украине все время люди жалуются на будущее, что у нас нет возможностей. И сегодня я услышал впервые от Джека Ма, говорит, зарабатывайте максимальное количество денег там, где люди жалуются. Где лучше люди жалуются, там неограниченное количество возможностей. И я хочу сказать, у нас страна полна возможностями, потому что в мире денег предостаточно, в мире много денег, у нас нет навыков и знаний, как эти деньги получить. Важно, что мы должны учиться, мы должны не бояться рисков и думать только позитивно. И сегодня у нас, я считаю, учитель молодого поколения, может, наставник. Честно скажу, я сам, когда учил английский язык, я учился на его видео, и я очень горжусь, что он сегодня у нас. И мы специально UNIT.City строим, чтобы вам дать возможности, и такие люди, как Джек Ма, приезжал к нам. Я хочу вам представить учителя молодежи, очень известного, системного и вдохновляющего человека Джека Ма.
Jack, first, thank you. You don't even imagine what honor it is for us to have you here and to welcome you to our community. We're working really hard to build this. If you were here 3 years ago, there was nothing, just an old factory. When we learned that you were coming, visiting us, UNIT.City, and our community of residents, we felt very proud, very honored, we felt recognized, and we all had thousands of questions for you. And we said, another problem. How are we going to solve this one? So we solved a lot, and we decided to invite 3 brilliant young students and entrepreneurs to have a dialogue with you and to be the voice of our community. And I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves. First, we have Veronica.
My name is Veronica. I'm currently studying at UNIT.Factory and make games in my free time.
Good. We have Andrei.
Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome to Kiev. First of all, it's extreme honor to be with you on the same stage. So I'll just do a little bit more intro about myself. My story is not very exciting, not exciting as yours, but I moved back. Actually, I moved from Ukraine when I was 17, actually, and a year later I started my first company with my 2 co-founders. It was pretty successful. It was very boring stuff we were doing. We were trying to help companies to hire remote recruiters, and we eventually moved to Silicon Valley, we raised investment, and we exited the company. And after that, I just seen this massive opportunity in Ukraine, which was pretty bad state back then, and I decided to come back and do something important here. So, 2 years ago, I came back to Ukraine and started a company called Global Talent. And what we try to do is to help startups hire and grow remote tech teams. And we're pretty successful with that. And pretty much since I came back here, I was executing towards the vision of bringing more talented people and more cool companies to Ukraine. So yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
And Andrei is a big problem for us because he's only 21. He already sold his first company, and his second company is growing faster than we do.
We need more space.
We need more space. Working on it.
Yeah,
Jack.
it's a beginning of the interesting story, right? Very interesting and a very meaningful move. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Dmitry, who's with us also today.
First of all, I would like to express my deepest appreciation for this opportunity to be on this stage with Mr. Ma. Talking about myself, as a little boy, like Mr. Ma, I was also very interested in the English language. So I got my bachelor's degree in translation from English. And as a student, I joined a small Ukrainian IT company working as a technical support engineer, closely communicating with other software engineers, helping them write technical specifications. And that made me very exciting about IT and software engineering. But I could not code myself. So after getting my bachelor degree in translation studies, I decided to enroll into UNIT.Factory and started my studies as a software engineer. 2 years ago, I joined a US company here in UNIT.City. It's called JetBridge, as an intern. And right now, I'm a full-stack developer and an equity partner in this company. We hire young Ukrainian talents, provide mentorship from Silicon Valley, and let them work on the US companies on US companies' projects.
And Mitri is 25, correct?
25, yes.
I have a first question, then I will turn to my friends. I've been several times to Hangzhou. I've been very pleased to visit Alibaba several times. But what strikes me is not only Alibaba, but the ecosystem you've been able to build around Alibaba. The school, the entrepreneurs, the VCs. It's not just about Alibaba, it's about a big community. And as you know, this is what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build a community of entrepreneurs, VCs, investors. We hope that we are going to be the light that's going to be, or the magnet that's going to attract them. But what is your secret for creating such a community? What do we need? We have talent. It's pretty much it. We have that. What would be your recommendation to create the best community of entrepreneurs and young talents?
Yeah, thank you. First, I want to say congratulations for greatest achievement, and it's my great honor to be invited. I love to come to a community like this because I can find myself. I hate to go to big companies. They talk about a competition. They're talking about a quarterly review, but I think when entrepreneurs, we talk about dreams. We talk about what we believe. But answering your questions, I think a community is all about people. When you believe, in my company, we believe the product of Alibaba, the first product of Alibaba is about people. Everything we do, we have to make our own people good first. If the employees are good, the products will be good. If you have terrible employees, the products will never be good. So in our company, we believe in customer number 1, employee number 2, shareholder number 3, which Wall Street hate that. But I think this is who we are. We believe it's our employees, if they're happy, if they improve their skills, their knowledge, their quality, and our products and our service will be good. So most of the money we spend on the people. And the community we build up is that we try to build up a culture. What kind of culture can keep these people? Right? If you have it's easy to manage a group of stupid people. It's difficult to manage smart people. In this world, I want to make Alibaba a zoo, not a farm. Right? You don't want a farm of chickens, a farm of pigs, all the same. You want different kind of animals in the company. So what we want to do is not discipline your people. It's to build up a culture that is innovate your people, inspire people. So the community we build up is always about it's not about what we think. What we think our people need is what we find the people need. And then we build the culture, we build up the infrastructure. So I think it's all about people. If your people not improved, if your people not developed, don't think your products will be developed and improved. So this is what I believe, and this is what we would do.
Thank you. I never thought of myself of being part of a zoo, and I love that idea. Veronica, please.
Yes, my question is a bit more about you as a person.
Yeah.
Clearly, managing a huge corporation is hard. And personally, when you get burnouts, how do you deal with them? What motivates you to go forward still?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I motivate my people, and my people motivate me. When I'm in trouble, they motivate me. They inspire me. For example, I had a great honor to work with a lot of female colleagues in my company. I'm passionate and I support women leaderships. It's very difficult to convince women believe in your dreams. You say, no, right? It's easier to convince a man to believe in your dreams, but men change dreams quickly. Women, they believe in you, they're following you. So what I do is that I don't want people believing me. It's very difficult. And you have too much burden. I want people together, we believe in the things we believe in together. And then the women and my great team, they say, hey, Jack, that's what you say. We've been fighting for it. Now you feel disappointed. Let's fight again. So when they are in bad mood, I motivate them. When I'm in bad mood, they motivate me. I'm very thankful for my people. And always, early days, Alibaba grow, but we don't have revenues. We don't have money. So what we do, what inspired us is that every day I receive a lot of emails of thanks from my customers. Jack, because of the Alibaba, we sold our products. Because of Alibaba, we did that. And sometimes I went to a restaurant, people would pay my bill with a small note that says, thank you, Jack. We know you don't make money, but we want to pay the bill for you. So this is how I think is an inspiration. When you find the job, the things you're doing, you're helping people, and their happiness is your happiness. And this is what the motivation is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Andre?
Yeah, first of all, I really believe in what you said about the people. I think people first is like the best mindset you can ever have. Yeah, and obviously you made Alibaba in this huge story. And now when you think about tech in China, you think about Alibaba first. And I think Ukraine really needs such big success story. And my question is what were some external enablers for this to happen? What do you think the community or the ecosystem or the environment that make this possible? And the second part of the question is from the founder perspective, what do you think you need to do in this direction to make this really massive story, to make it global? What is the external factors and what is the internal factors that made this possible?
Okay. Yeah, first, congratulations for such a young age and sold your company. But early days, I went to Silicon Valley. I tried to raise money from venture capitalists in Silicon Valley, all rejected. People say, hey, this is, China, e-commerce, forget it, right? Internet in China, forget it. Then they say, give me a business plan. Every time I give the business plan, they just forget it. So then I don't have any business plan. Silicon Valley, good innovation, but there's one thing that I hope Ukrainian young people think about it. I love Silicon Valley's innovation, but I don't like the way they build companies to sell. We have to build company to last. When you build company to last, your company will be different. A lot of people build to sell, and it becomes the culture. And I hope when you start a company, think about what's the value of the company that can bring to the others. If you build up a restaurant, how can you make your customer enjoy the food? And I think what your question is, in the past 20 years, I spent a lot of time with my two groups of people. First, my own team. I tell them what I worry. I tell them what I believe. And I tell them what I see, the opportunity. I tell them what I see, the risk. But I spend most of the time talking to the customers. Most people spend a lot of time on investors. Don't spend too much time on investors. Investors, they will say, I'm a long-term investor. I tell you, there's no long-term investors. A good investor should not be long-term because that's not his money. Trust your people, trust the customers, listen to them. And this is how I did. And I think You should have strong believing, but keep changing. Keep changing is the only rule for startups. I changed a lot. Honestly, I was not the person 20 years ago. And I told my team that today Alibaba is very successful. If 5 years later, Alibaba is the same, there must be something wrong. You said 3 years ago, this here, nothing. But 3 years later, if still like this, something wrong with you.
I agree.
We have to change all the time. So, if you want to make your company bigger, you have to make your company good first. What does good company mean? Your team believe in the vision. Your team work hard. Your team solve the problem for the customers. You get respect from the customers. So this is how I think. And the bigger company means the big responsibility. The big problem you solve, the big company you will be. So, but anyway, don't always think about it big. Do not always copy Alibaba, copy Microsoft, copy Google. Copy the people next door. How can he be successful? Why he can be successful? Only by learning little by little, learning from neighbors, learning from all the other entrepreneurs, then we grow. That's what I think.
Yep, thank you. I think like my story was as well about learning a lot. Yeah, this is pretty much what I was doing last 3 years because it's really hard, and I think like a lot of things you can't realize like from the first time you do them. You just need time to sort of go through them. And it was so stupid to not follow so many advice I was given, and I regret that. But I think like you need to go through some stuff and only later realize like that you were wrong. So I mean I'm in the learning process even now. So yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dmitry, please, your turn.
Continuing our topic about learning and continuous learning, I have a question. Mr. Ma, how did you meet your first mentors, and which role did they play in your entrepreneurial life? How did they influence you as an entrepreneur?
Well, I have a lot of mentors, but I never call them mentors. And they don't think I'm their student. I went to a lot of conferences early days. I listen, I check, and I think I love the thing I discussed this morning. I love to learn the mistakes people made. I love to find many case studies why people fail. And when I got the case study why people fail, I make a copies to my team. I tell them, this company failed because of that. That company failed because of that. So we don't know which way that we will succeed, but we will know which way will make us fail. And that is I learned a lot of failure case studies from other companies, even to today. When I got people say, this guy got successful, I'm not interested in that, because there might be something that I never know. But I want to know why he failed. You're too greedy, too aggressive, too conservative. You do not working with team better. You change too much. You raise too much money. I find most companies die not because they have no money, because they have too much money. When you have too much money, you start to make mistakes. I never invest in the people who say, Jack, if I have 5 million, I will be successful. No, don't trust these people. I don't rely on the people who say, I ask him, what's the problem of your last failure? No, because of Jack, because of Tom, because of Jill. These people are hopeless. He will say, I should have done this. It's my fault. These guys have hope. So we learn from others' mistakes. And this is encouraging all the entrepreneurs. Please watch the mistakes the other people make and think how you can avoid that. Most of the time we learn from the mistakes the other people make. It's not you will avoid this mistake. It's because when you face these mistakes, how you would face the challenge, how you would solve it. So this is what I think. There are so many mentors in the world, but what you need is you yourself learn. Yeah, thank you.
I would like to elaborate a little bit on that, because when you created Alibaba, back in the days, there was mostly no internet in China, no mobile payment for sure, no delivery system. I'm sorry to tell you that it looked like a really bad idea at that time. So what made you see the light? What made you think, but no, this is a good idea? Why did you just do it when nobody else saw it? And what type of quality you need to see that light?
Yeah, first, 20 years ago, I never thought Alibaba would be that big. I just thought I want to survive. I want to have money to pay for my team. I want to make surviving for another 6 months. That's all I did. People say, you have great vision. How could you make Alibaba and then make Alipay and then with the logistic and the cloud computing? I say, no, I do it not because it will make money. I make Alipay because if there's no Alipay, the Alibaba would die. If I do not have the logistic, Alipay would die. If I do not have cloud computing, all the customer would die. So I do it because we need it. Not because I do it, it will make a lot of money. I call myself, I do not know technology. I'm not programmer. I still, to today, I don't understand what programming means. We don't have money. We don't have technology. We don't have the know-how. But there's one thing, we call ourselves like a blind man riding back of the blind tigers. We're jumping around. And I think what you said is that when we see the future, we worry as everybody worries. But one thing for sure we know, if Jack Ma does not succeed, some people will. Some people will. So this is how we did, is that surviving, and surviving. Even to today, we're that big size. We know we're not strong enough. Let me tell you one thing. The case study. When Alibaba and eBay started competition, my people bring me a book in the USA called E-Marketplace, How eBay Win Yahoo. There's a book. And I got the book and I threw it into the garbage. Because if I read that book, I will follow that step. I said, someday eBay will learn how Alibaba win eBay. This is the book we should read. And life is interesting. We start our, right? Not necessary. If there's a book of success, everybody read it, do you think everybody will be successful? No. Using your own mind and create your own way of thinking. You are so unique. Your people are so unique. The dream you want to do are so unique. You learn from other mistakes and keep on. That's what I think.
Veronica, do you have the very last question?
Yes.
Honor to the woman on stage.
Okay, very last. Okay, since this is the very last question, you may know that UNIT.City started with UNIT Factory, the school where we study programming. As you may know, the model that we are studying by is self-learning and challenge-based learning. So since this is happening here, and there are a lot of schools using this system all over the world right now, do you think education will go in that direction moving forward, or do you think there will be something new in this sphere? How do you see the education sphere in the future, basically?
Yeah, first I think when I walk into this UNIT.City, I think it's very, very interesting experience. And it is a very innovative, when you put all the smart people together, challenge each other, learn from each other, help each other, and very important is comfort each other. To be entrepreneurs, we are all very lonely. We are all very lonely. Don't believe that the other people will make you warm and comfort. You have to warm and comfort yourself. So when you have a group of people like this, it is a great chance. And second, I think education. I have a lot of doubts for the current education system. I don't think with Jack Ma's diploma today, with my experience, I can be accepted by most of the schools, universities, and big companies. I never read resumes when I interview people. I don't. Because I know if I give my resume, I will be rejected. Who you are?
You've been rejected several times.
I get used to be rejected. Entrepreneurs, we have to get used to be rejected. We have to get used to refused. To me, when I get rejected, I see, no, I know I'll be rejected. If I'm being accepted, it's wow, I'm better than I thought. Why should people help you? Tell me. People help you. That's rare. People don't help you. That's very common. Right? Why should people help you? So we earn. We have to make our own way. So entrepreneurs, it's about the spirit. And I think you guys don't believe in there are so many experts. There's only expert of yesterday. There's no expert tomorrow. You are the expert of self. Learn. Trust the young people with your team. Don't make your dream. We have to dream big, but we have to start small. We have to be realistic. We have to think about how we can survive. When you survive, then you think about it bigger. So I hope that we have the fighting spirit, be rejected, be refused, and respect and appreciate and be thankful for those people who help you. And if you're thankful, you will be lucky. Because it's the people that you helped that will help you. That's what I think. Right, so don't worry about it. It's great and education, we need reform. Education should teach people more human. Education should teach people innovative, creative, constructive, that robots, AI can never do. And you guys, as entrepreneurs, we can do things the machine cannot do. Machine can do things like a professional manager, but we are entrepreneurs. That's what I think.
Jack, thank you very much. Of course, every animals in the zoo would like to have a picture with you, but we can't. So we would like to do a selfie with a selfie stick, if you're okay with it, and I really would like to thank you.
Stand up, guys.